Hi, and welcome to your Platterful holiday tutorial. We're going to get started, but if you're new here, go ahead and click the link in the top right corner and you can learn a little bit more about us. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to start with is our candy cane bow that we are going to put on top of our tree. It is so cute, so go ahead and grab a baking sheet. I did put aluminum foil on mine just so that I kept mine nice and clean, and then set your oven to 200 degrees. Okay, the first thing for this is obviously taking the candy canes out of the wrapper. If yours have broken in transit, that's okay. As you can see, one of mine had as well. When we melt these in the oven, we can easily put them back together, so don't worry about that. Take them out of the wrappers and set them on your tray like this. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pop these in the oven for 8 minutes. That's going to get these warm enough where we can actually shape them a little bit better into a bow, and then we'll use that third candy cane for an additional detail. So go ahead, pop these in the oven for 8 minutes, and then bring it back out. Okay, after 8 minutes, you can pull that out and it'll be nice and soft, and you can use your fingers to scrunch those little bow tops a little bit closer together and make it a little bit more realistic. And then we're gonna take that third candy cane and open that up and use it to create one more detail. Okay, for the third candy cane, we just want that rounded part along the top. So you're going to use your fingers to break it, and that's going to be the part that just completes the bow in the center. So you just want a really small piece, as you can see I demonstrate here in the video, and you're just going to place it directly over the center of your bow, and we're going to pop that back in the oven for 2 more minutes. Okay, after the 2 minutes, we're gonna pull it out of the oven. Everything should be sticking together now after it's melted a little bit. I'm going to place this on my counter for a second and let it cool down, and then you'll be able to just pop it off of the aluminum foil. And here you have this super cute bow that will be the topper of our tree. Okay, and as you can see, I edited the video so that the bow tutorial is all together for you. So now we're gonna get into our meats and cheeses. And up first, we have our Brie bites from Supreme Brie. So let's get started by opening that bag up. Okay, these are gonna be pretty easy. They are tiny little Brie rounds, which are so cute, but really easy and nice for people to just grab and have a bite-sized Brie as well. So for these, we're just gonna take them out of the wrappers and out of their individual wrappers, and we're going to place them on our board whenever we build the tree. Okay, now we're going to get into our rosemary and olive oil Asiago. This is actually one of my personal favorite cheeses. I think that the flavoring is so good, especially for the holiday season, with that nice warm rosemary flavor. So take this one out of the wrapper and we'll get started cutting it. Okay, for this one, we're gonna start at the thinner tip of the wedge and we're gonna cut about 1 inch up. And then as we continue up the wedge, we are going to get a little bit smaller in our pieces, down to about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. Just as the wedge gets thicker, it's less likely to crumble as we cut it. So go ahead and cut this one all the way up. Okay, and then for placement of this one, we are going to recreate that wedge standing up, but we will use that thinner tip for the kickstand of the placement. So use that skinniest piece, use it as a kickstand, and then we're going to rebuild that wedge as you'll see me do in the video. Okay, and lastly for our large kits, we have our black truffle cheddar gruyere. So this one, again, a nice flavor for the holiday season. Take this one out of the wrapper and we'll get started cutting it. Okay, for this one, we're going to first cut it in half, and then we are just going to slice it all the way up the block, as you'll see me do in the video. Okay, and for the placement of these, we are just going to be able to line them up, which creates a really nice base for our tree once we get there. I am, however, going to show you one more thing. I'm going to create a star out of these little rectangles. Okay, so for the star, I'm going to take 3 of my little rectangles, and I'm actually going to slice them in half diagonally. Okay, and so from here, we're going to be able to create our star. So 1 triangle will be the top, then take 2 more triangles, flip them so that they can meet together and create the 2 sides of the star. Then our final 2 triangles will just be the feet or the limbs of the star. So I didn't really like the way my star looked, so I wanted to spread out those arms a little bit. So I spread them out, and then I actually use the final triangle that I have, so the 6th one, to cut out a little tiny piece and place it in the center there so that it looks a little bit more even, like a star should. And there you have it, a cute little star for the top of our tree. Okay, and now we're gonna get started with our meats. So up first we have this sliced salami trio, and we're going to go ahead and take it out of the wrapper, and we're gonna do 2 different designs with this. Okay, and for the first one, for the Genoa salami, we are going to turn this into a salami rose. So take the slices apart just as we normally do. We're going to lay them out almost exactly as they come in the sleeve, but we do want to separate each slice so that they're a little bit more flexible and movable as we create the rose. So we fold them in half like a taco, and then we spin it so that it's perpendicular to us, and then roll, 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 and this will look like this when you're finished, a small little salami rose. Okay, up next we have the copa. So we are going to take this and we are just going to take each individual slice and fold it into fourths. So fold it in half and then fold it in half again. We will lay these on top of each other, kind of creating a cascading river down our board. Okay, and lastly we have the mortadella. So for this one, we are just going to fold them into fourths again, just like we did with the copa, but with this one, it's a little bit more firm and we can actually create more of this floral look with these slices. And lastly, for our large kits, we have a really nice sliced Milano salami from Veroni. However, unfortunately, I did not have that for this demonstration. It was back ordered with our vendor. So I'm going to use this uncured pepperoni to show you how to build a salami river, but just know you should be getting the Veroni Milano salami. Okay, for building this, take a slice of salami, fold it in half like a taco, another slice, fold it in half, and then place them over top of each other and fold the bottom piece up and around the initial piece. So we're going to continue this motion almost like a braiding pattern. So slice of salami, fold it in half, place it over, fold the original one down or up. Slice of salami, fold it in half, place it halfway over, folding down or up to enclose that new slice that you just placed on. Okay, and for this one, like I've mentioned, we're gonna be building this into the shape of a holiday tree. So I have some rosemary here, and I'm going to actually use this to create the outline of my tree, as you'll see me do in the board building videos coming up. Okay, up first we have our standard kit, and then if you skip ahead a little bit, you can build our large kit with me.